Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Good Feet, back with the manual G80 build, episode vlog number 3. We're just moving right along. I hope you guys so far enjoyed episode 1 and episode 2. And y'all know the vibes. I started early, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, hit that notification bell. That way you can keep updated with all the videos. All right, let's get right into it. So I told you guys the first couple of videos that do come out are going to be unboxing and kind of just talking about just the quality of the parts and everything that I have purchased and why I have purchased. I know I didn't get too crazy in depth as far as the Valvetronic exhaust in the last episode. I kind of wanted to keep it wrapped up. It's going to sit in storage for a while, so I don't want to get anything like scratched up or damaged or anything like that before I was able to actually put the exhaust on the car. So I do apologize if that wasn't as in-depth for you guys as you liked. But I feel like it was pretty straightforward, cut and dry. Just a really clean exhaust. And I did show you guys the picture of what the exhaust looks like on the actual the diagram. So you guys were at least able to see it that way. All right, so let's get right into episode number 3. This is going to be a really good episode. I'm going to briefly talk about what I have or what is downstairs before we even go downstairs. But before we even get into that, what are the good feats of the day? This is a special one. Definite RIP to that boy Mamba. So with that goes without being said, we are holding a pair of Kobe's right here. The box is super official. It is the same pattern and like braille of a snake skin. So again, I told you guys in the last video, I love stuff like this. I love when a highly anticipated shoe comes out and the presentation is super nice. So you crack that open and then you have some really nice black wrapping paper, which is kind of the same material, the snakeskin feel. And then when you peel back the paper, you have the iconic Kobe What Does. All right, once again, I love that new shoe smell. I don't even get to wear my shoes because I work so much and I don't ever get to go nowhere. So every time I open a pair of shoes, it's like opening them again for the first time. It goes without being said, these are just like heat, man. Like these are just super, super tough. I do believe this is the first pair of Kobe's that I had when he was actually endorsed with Nike. All the other Kobe's that I had previously was with his first endorsement when he was with Adidas. So I definitely had to get on these. I missed this release back in the day. Because like I said, I just wasn't up on Kobe's like that. But your boy is now. These are like so fire. Like they're so fire. Like I can't even front. Very comfortable. I wore these like I think twice already. Definitely comfortable, especially for like a low top shoe. I wouldn't play ball in these. I don't know how people do that because I never like playing ball in low tops. But as far as just kind of casually being around and running to the grocery store or just throwing on a quick little fit to go out and go do something, these definitely are a must. All right, let's throw these on the feet and then slide up to the hallway and see what's up. Alright, and there y'all have it. The Kobe Pro Troll What Does. Alright, y'all, I was super excited about getting this part. So this particular package that I got downstairs today is kind of like the heart and soul of this whole channel and what this build is going to be. For the most part, it's going to be the heart and soul of this car too. So yeah, seeing, like I said, last episode, we had purchased the exhaust. So typically in the future, what I'm going to do with episodes, I'm gonna kind of do an unboxing of a multiple items at once, but big items like the exhaust is gonna get its own video. Today's package is gonna get its own video, but in the future, a lot of parts I'm just gonna kind of all roll them together and just kind of do like a mass unboxing of like a couple items. The exhaust has so many pieces to it, so that's why we did a singular, and this package has so many pieces to it, so that's why we're doing a singular as well. But to get right into it, man, everybody wants to know, what did we purchase? We got ourselves a Doc Ray single turbo kit. Yes, sir. I said we got ourselves a Doc Ray single turbo kit. That should let all y'all know right there from the gate that I'm so serious about this and we are not playing. All right. Shout out to my boy John Pham at Doc Race. He's been super cool. He was updating me through the whole process. Typically, I've heard that the Doc Race kits, they do take about 6 to 8 weeks for them to ship. And they do ship in multiple packages. He expedited my kit, and I ended up getting my kit sent within, I think it was like 4 or 5 days. It took him to actually put my kit together and then get it in the mail. So I'm super excited. We got it downstairs. We'll do an unboxing. I'll show you guys everything that the kit comes with, just in case you guys are interested in going that realm. I know the G80 community, as far as whether you're manual, whether you're auto, is kind of split down the middle. You got half the guys that are going with KLM, and half the guys that are going with Doc Race. Just to give my little 2 cents, and this is not me, I'm just speaking from the experiences dealing with the shops that I've dealt with and the people that I've dealt with. I know a lot of people are unhappy with the actual KLM kit. I can't really speak so in depth to it because I don't have a KLM kit. I can only speak to the experiences. And I know that a lot of the people that feel that the KLM kit is inadequate, they don't want to speak up. They didn't want to speak up because KLM is such a big company and they didn't want to kind of get blackballed and whatnot. I'm not afraid to speak on things or speak on topics. Like I said, the whole purpose of this channel is to document the process and to give the next man a avenue or a route that's already taken, and some guidelines and some steps to follow. And basically, I'm just trying to give you guys things that like kind of get you all the information at one place instead of having to bounce around. For me, I had to do so much research and pinging all over the place just to try to get this build put together. For the most part, as far as actual performance parts, I have about 80% of the parts already purchased. I'm just waiting for them to come into the mail. But it took me about a month and a half to actually see, like, okay, we should be going with this and not this, and you should be doing this and not this and not that, Excuse me. When it comes to the actual X-Drive G80s, those information, that information on those vehicles are all over the place. You can go online, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Google, you can go on forums, you can go on social media. Like, there's so much information, but for the manuals, it just isn't. So like I said, I chose to go with the Doc Race just because of the information that I was hearing about the KLM kit, and that how my particular, I know somebody that installed a Doc Race kit and a KLM kit on the G80, and they just raved about how much better, in their opinion, the Doc Race kit was, and they gave really good valid points. And I'm a really reasonable person. I'm a really logical person. So once, like, you use logic to say, hey, well, this was this way and this was that way and this is A and this is B, like, once you break it down very simplistic for me like that, it was a no-brainer. So for me, it was a no-brainer to get the Doc Race kit. Like I said, shout out to them. I ended up getting the kit on sale. So that's another thing that I'm going to do too. I'm going to just go over pricing and everything with you guys. I do apologize for the first video. I didn't really go over pricing, but due to my sponsorship with Valtronic, I ended up paying a little under $3,000. So it was like 29 and some change. About 2,900, like 2,954, something like that, for the Valtronic exhaust. So that was cool. My Doc Race kit, I got it on sale. All the associated parts, catch can, turbo, and everything. It ran me just a little over 8,500. So again, I don't want to gatekeep anything. I'm giving you guys all this information so you understand what it's going to cost you. You understand what what labor is going to run you. I'm going to give you guys the rundown on every and anything. That way you're fully equipped and prepared to make the choice and decision, should you want to build your manual G80. All right, let's just talk a little bit about the kit and what I selected. I selected a 6870. I did that because I had spoke to a good friend of mine that has a all-wheel drive or X-Drive G80. He currently has a 7175 on his car. He knows what I'm looking for as far as having the car have like a street ability aspect to it as well as a track aspect. And it just originally I was going to do the 6466 until that was when I just wanted to have kind of like a fun street car. But now like we're here for a purpose at this point in time, and we're trying to get into the ultimate goal is to crack that 1,000 horsepower number on a manual G80. Like I said, I know of one vehicle that it has been done or it's currently being done. They are a shop car though. Don't know too many people, or I don't know anybody for that fact that isn't tied to a shop. Like I said, I just know that one car. I don't know any other car that's in 1,000 horsepower for a manual, let alone somebody that is not a shop. Like this is just me by myself. I go to work every day like everybody else. All right, so with that being said, I chose to go with the 6870. I felt like that turbo was perfect for the power range that I wanted to be in and still having a good spool to it. That those turbos spool anywhere from, max spool is like 4,200 to like 4,500 RPM. So you probably start getting in boost somewhere around like 3,500, which is good for the street, and then it still pulls all the way through the red line. I end up getting the next gen 6870, which is actually rated for 1,200 horsepower, which is perfect because we don't really, if we end up making 1,200 at some point, then we do, but the goal is 1,000. So it lets me know at 1,000 or like an 1,100 range, the car should still pull all the way through the red line. So it should be a really strong car, and it should have a really good power band and power range. I don't want to kind of get too ahead of myself as far as explaining things and why I did certain things and things about the kit without the kit actually here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to slide downstairs. We'll do the unboxing, and then I continue to tell you guys some of the benefits of going with the Doc Race kit. Hi y'all, we made it downstairs. FedEx just dropped off 2 packages. One of them being these tires, and then part of the turbo kit. But I just wanted to kind of slide this into the video just to let you guys know what we are doing. So I ordered my rear tires last week. I still have to order the fronts. I was going to order the fronts this week. Being that the vehicle is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, I was more focused and worried about the rear tires first. The front tires, not saying that they don't really matter, but because the front tires are going to be slaves to the rear, it's definitely more important to make sure that we have a good rubber on the rear. So for the rear tires, if you look, these things are humongous. Definitely have a much wider base, so we definitely should be able to put the power down a lot better, hook up a lot better than what we had with the previous G80. The tire size I went with was recommended by my wheel sponsor, VT Forge. He told me to go with the 305/30/20. That would be the biggest rubber that I could fit in the rear. I was trying to get away with a 305/35 sidewall, but he did let me know that if I did a 35 sidewall, I'll probably end up rubbing a little bit more than what I would like. So I took his advice and just went with the 305/30. We went with the Nitto R2s. So these are a really aggressive radial street tire rubber compound. So these are, you have like just to kind of give some information to people that don't know, you have your regular just tire, which, your Michelins and whatnot, which is just like a regular rated tire. Then you have your radials, or like slicks per se, which is like completely no grooves, and then just all for drag purposes. And these are like the most aggressive street tire that you can get that is not like a complete slick. So like the next step up from here, if these don't end up having good traction, would be to just get a full-on slick, which I am going to end up having a drag package at some point in time. I apologize, but for now I kind of want to start with this and then see how that is, and then that will give me a better determination on like, do I need a weld, do I need a bead lock, do I need a Mickey Thompson, do I need something to that matter, a Hoosier or something. But yeah, I'm really curious and really excited. There was great reviews online about this tire, and then some of my all-wheel drive fast G80 guys, my auto guys, they were recommending these tires. So I just wanted to give it a shot, see what's going on. There we go. We have it, the Nitto 555 R2s. All right. But what everybody came for, let's throw these to the side over here, and then do an unboxing. All right. So I actually ended up getting this a little bit. Actually ended up getting this a little bit sooner than what I thought. So when I had spoke to Doc Race did tell me that it was going to be sent out in 2 packages. So I was going to get the turbo kit, and then Precision was going to mail me out the turbo separately, which is cool. I wasn't expecting to get this for about like a week or two. The turbo kit itself from Doc Race is on delay right now. So UPS does have the package. It's coming from the West Coast. I guess there's some bad weather, something going over there. The turbo kit was supposed to be here this past Friday, which was yesterday. Now it's slated to get here on Tuesday, but then this showed up today, so I'm actually super ecstatic. I did not have a tracking number or anything on this, so I didn't even know when this was coming. I was expecting to get an email with a tracking number, and then lo and behold, it showed up at my door, so I'm glad it did come today and somebody was home, because it did need signature confirmation. And they would have just left a slip on my door, and I would have been like, well, that was for what? So let's unbox this and see what we have. This is one of the big turbos. This is my first Precision turbo. This is my first real turbo. So I've bought other turbos before, but they've always been kind of like eBay or like Chinese turbos back when I had the E30. So I never bought, I haven't bought like a Precision or like a Garrett or something like that before. So this definitely is a cool moment. That is a gigantic turbo, Jesus. They package this thing well. That's one thing I must say. All right. And there you guys have it. So, it smells funny. I went with a 6870. This is one of the Precision's next gen turbos. So this is a dual ball bearing turbo. This turbo is capable of making up to 1200 horsepower. To start with, we won't be going that far, just because of the limitations of the trans and limitations of the motor. But at some point in time, we will be maxing this turbo out and seeing all what it can do. I do think that we'll be around the 800, 900 range during the first application or version 1. And there you guys can see the runners there. Pretty clean turbo. One thing I can say, and obviously one would expect too because of the price, the Chinese turbo that I did buy, you can tell it wasn't of like high grade quality. Even just the compressor inside, it kind of felt not like wobbly, but it didn't feel as stout. Even spinning the compressor and the back wheel here, you could just tell like this is like a really high manufactured turbo and like put together really well. So I'm really excited. All right, like I said, we have another package, which is going to be the actual turbo kit itself, the rest of the hot parts, and some of the cold side parts as well. from Doc Race. That's what will be coming in 2 days. We'll stop here, and then I'll catch you guys on Tuesday when the rest of those come in. All right, y'all. So we're back upstairs. I know originally just now I told you guys that we were going to resume back on Tuesday when the rest of the Doc Race kit had arrived. I didn't realize how long this video was already to begin with as I was editing and putting it together. So we're actually going to stop the video here, and then we're going to start the next video or the next vlog with the opening of the Doc Race kit. All right. I appreciate everybody that's been here. You know the vibes. Like, comment, and subscribe. Put on that notification bell. That way you do not miss a video. We're just starting to get rolling. There's going to be a ton of information and more things coming, you know, in the future as far as this fast manual G80 build. All right, y'all. I appreciate the love and support, and I'll catch you guys on the next vlog.